And solving systems by graphing. Chapter 6, lesson 1 says solving systems by graphing. I'll turn this front light out for you. They're actually called systems of equations. So you kind of need to know that. Chapter 6. Oh, the orientation is way off on that. Okay. Chapter 6, lesson 9. And it's over systems. Write this down. Systems of equations. And I guarantee you that most of your EOC, I would say, okay, if there's 50 questions on your EOC, I would say a third of them will be these.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So like
this is really important. Yeah, I see this all the time on your EOC. Okay? This is not one of those things like I was talking to you about, when we talked about linear and non-linear. I said that will set you apart, proficient and advanced. If you want to be proficient on your EOC, and you do, because those of you who are going to any high school, Cooter, Crothersville, Dyersburg, any of those options, once you've taken, or Armorel, whichever of those, you have to have completed the Algebra 1 EOC in order to be going on to the next level, okay? You have to say, okay, well, Keaton knew exactly what he was talking about in Algebra 1, so we're going to let him go on to Geometry or Algebra 2, whichever one is next. Okay? It's not bad. It puts you on an advanced track, okay? So our goal is to understand these, all right? These are also called systems as a short little loving manner. So they are also called systems. Now, what a system of equations are is basically for us, it puts two equations and we're going to graph them together, or we're going to put them together and see where they meet. It's called solving them. Solving them is basically where they meet, where they equal each other. Okay? So, where equations equal. And so on the equations that we've been, that's ugly. On the equations that we've been dealing with, what kind of letters do we have in these equations? X and Y. So how can you put X and Y together on a graph? What is that called? It's got parentheses around it. A point, an ordered pair, right? Yeah, ordered pair. So your answers look like this. Like let's say 2, 4. Answers look like a point. Because if you have two lines where they cross as a point, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? Where two lines cross as a point. So that's why your answer is given as a point. Okay? Your graphing calculator, and you're lucky that you get to start. I don't like your book doing that, but whatever. We could have gone on to the others, but we will practice harder on the algebra ones because those are the ones that obviously you don't need to use your graphing calculator. Okay? So the example gives us one of these. Here's what your instructions will say. Okay? Solve the system. Okay? Solve the system. All right. Easy, straight to the point, right? So, example 1. Okay? So now, I don't have a calculator, so I cannot really do this for you. So how do I put this in the calculator? First step. Okay, so step 1, y equals. You can put a square around it because that's a button on your calculator, right? So y equals And then type in equations.
It's gonna be a graph.
It's 2 lines.
Yep.
It should be 2 lines.
One's blue, one's red.
Yes, one should be blue, one should be red. That's the point. Yeah, we want them different colors. Okay. Go ahead and type yours in. Type in equations. Step 2, we'll hit graph. Okay, step 2, we hit graph. Now, you're going to have to give me a second to find the intersection button. I don't think it gives me that. Let me look on yours, Maggie. All right, so second, calc, and then intersect. And Cameron said, mine says x equals 0, y equals 2. Put that as an ordered pair for me. Right as an ordered pair. What's the ordered pair?
X, 2, in parentheses.
No, no, no.
Oh,
No.
0,
0, 2. Right. Put your numbers in. Okay? There. This is how you will almost always see it. Okay? This is how you will almost always see it. It will be written as ordered pair. Do you see on your graph, if you go back to your graph, well, most of you are, do you see how it crosses at one point? If you go over 0, up 2, do you see how it crosses right there? That's where the blue and the red line cross. So, I'm going to show you something. Just something cool. Are you ready? My first equation, look right here, guys. My first equation. Y equals x plus 2. Just over here to the side. What is y? In my answer. What is y?
X plus 2.
No, what is y in my
Y.
answer?
Oh, 2.
Y is 2. What is x?
0.
So 2 equals 2. Oh, not hard, right?
I didn't know that.
Does it make sense? How you're making both sides equal each other? Well, what if I stuck it in there, right?
Equals negative 2.
So,
Like 2 equals
did I write it down wrong?
2 equals 2, guys. I did not know that.
I did write it down wrong. Come on.
Where y'all?
Thank you. It's first period.
But I don't agree with that point. Hey, Cameron, go back to your y equals. Did you put 3x plus 2?
Yep.
Should be
On
minus
the
2.
second one.
Yeah, should be minus. Look.
Oh.
Dang, Cam.
So who put minus 2 in?
Me.
What intersection did you get?
Weird number.
No.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. Go back to your y equals.
You go up. Y equals.
X plus 2.
I'm gonna start over.
Yeah, but yours isn't 0, so go to second calc. Intersect.
They intersect higher. Like with the.
You have to keep hitting enter. You have to hit enter like 3 times.
Like you said, it's where the lines meet. I was like, no.
Yeah.
There it goes. It's X
Maggie's
equals
is
2, Y
2,
equals
4.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
X equals 2, Y equals
2 and 4. Okay.
I'll try to find that.
You have to keep hitting enter. It's wanting you to pick your lines. You see at the bottom it says first curve, second curve, yes.
2.
Okay.
4. Miss Deer, like
Mine
last
says
week we
Y.
done this.
Yeah.
Found the
We did.
intersection.
Mine says y equals 3969697.
You know, you messed up.
Equation. Now on the second equation, y equals 3x minus 2. If y is 4, 3 times 2 minus 2. What's 6 minus 2? 4. You should be able to plug it in and they equal each other on both sides. Okay? Sorry about the mix-up. Be sure that when you've got the intersection, that you hit enter until it gives you the point, okay? You, at the bottom it'll have question marks. Okay, like if it says first curve, question mark, second curve, question mark,
And it
you're not
says
finished.
yes.
It says guess. You're
And it
not
says
finished.
intersection.
I think it's 3 times. Okay?
Yeah, you said
So,
three.
you want to try some of these to see if you are doing them right?
Totally.
First, before,
Miss Dear, why don't you graph paper?
well, because I told you this is the first lesson I've ever taught where I just let you use calculators. So if you are actually having to solve the system by graphing, you will have to graph these. It's no big deal. You have it right in front of you, right? You have a whole table right in front of you. Don't eat that. Don't eat it. I'm gonna give you detention if you eat it. Not playing, guys. You have to get the y all by itself. Grace said I have to minus 2x on both sides. Now I've got minus y equals negative 2x minus 5. And then she said I got to times by negative 1. I like to divide. It doesn't matter. Okay. So divide everything by negative 1. Why can't I just divide one thing by negative 1?
So don't work. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Right. We have to share. It has to be fair. As long as you remember it, it doesn't matter.
Y equals 2x plus 5.
Right. So there's this one. That one you can put in your calculator. This one's going to be the green line. Oh, I can add 2x on this one. Negative y equals 2x minus 1.
You divide by negative 1 on every one of them?
Yep, each number. So y,
No, we know every like we ever divide by a different number.
if there's like this one right here, if it was a 2,
You divide by 2.
right,
But there's a 1 in front of it.
right, but there's a negative 1 in front of it, so that's what you divide by. Whatever's in front of the y, that's what you divide by. So why don't you try graphing these, and let's see what we get as our intersection. You know how to find the intersection. Let's look at parallel lines. What do I know about parallel lines? Easy. What do you know about parallel lines?
They have the same curve.
Right, they have the same
Slope.
slope. They have the same slope. Okay, what else do you know about parallel lines?
They don't touch.
They don't touch. So if something doesn't touch, how do I find the point where they cross?
You don't.
You don't. You don't. So, do not cross. So these are easy. Because if you have 2 parallel lines and they do not cross, can you find an answer?
No.
This is called no solution. How can I find a solution if there isn't one? Well, I can't, so there isn't one.
If there's a parallel line, it's just automatically.
Yes. If they are parallel lines, oops, I didn't notice that at first. Let's look at a couple of parallel lines. Okay, let's say I looked at them and I didn't notice right away that they had the same slope. Sometimes we don't, right? We get so used to doing our process that we don't really look at what we're doing. What if you graph them? Keaton's graphing them right now. Logan's graphing them right now. You'll be able to see on that graph that they do not cross. I want you to once you type this in, to do the intersection thing and see kind of what answer we get, because I've never done it before. Tell me what it says when we try to do our calculate and intersect.
Oh, you want me to do the little?
Yeah, just see what it says, if in case we do.
Well, what would we do? Do it right to the line.
It
It's an
says
error, no
X
sign
equals-
Okay.
change.
So Maggie says error. It comes up like an error screen.
Yeah, error, no sign
Yep.
change.
Error, and then
So-
number 1, it's a quit.
So it takes you to an error. No sign change. No sign change. What does that mean? Oh, okay. They have the same slope. And then it'll say quit. Okay. So then you know right away they're parallel. Let's look at another one. Another type. This one is a no solution. Okay, so if I have a no solution, or I have at one point where they cross, what do you think could be another option? What's the opposite of nothing?
Everything.
Everything. What's the word that means everything? Think about Buzz Lightyear.
Infinity.
Infinity.
And beyond.
Okay, infinity. So that means.
I started thinking about Lightning McQueen, and I have no clue why.
I don't
And
know.
all I can think was Chow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Guys, focus. Infinitely. Probably spelled that wrong. Many. Infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many solutions. This one's kind of easy to recognize too.
It sounds like they're running out of words to use and they're just making them up now.
Let's look at one like this, okay? Here's what they will look like. Here's what infinitely many will look like. Okay. Don't move.
Randy, I hate you.
First rule
You
is
too, bud.
stop. First rule is we have to get y by itself, right? So divide by 2 on everything. So y equals 2x minus 2. What do you notice about these two things? Huh?
They have the same slope and the same.
That's the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's basically like graphing this line and then having to graph this line and drawing another line on top of it. Well, duh, they cross in the same place every time because they're right on top of each other, right? Okay, so these are called infinitely many. They are the same line.
Same thing. Can we move yet?
In a second.
Okay, I'll give you all the money.
Don't waste your money.
Which
Your
are green
homework.
or no? Oh my gosh.
Your homework.
We should have finished this.
Okay, the bottom one, you should be able to do without a calculator, I would think. The top ones, you won't. So you could work on those, 11, 13, and 15. There's only 3 of them. You could work on those 8th period and get those done, okay?
You're my brother.